All right, folks. So that worked. So we're going to continue rolling with the second part. Same idea of what we're doing here. So find your angle, circle it. Blank of x equals what sides do they give you in relation to the angle? Again, this is opposite. This other side right here is the hypotenuse. So what trig function from SOHCAHTOA is opposite over hypotenuse? Hopefully we know by now that that is the sine. So sine of x equals 9 over 29. So again, how do I solve this? Now that we set it up using our trig knowledge, I'd go 9 divided by 29 on the calculator, and I get 0.310, da da da. I take the inverse sine of that, so shift or second sine, second answer, and I get about 18.1 degrees. So x is about 18.1 degrees. So again, get that as a decimal first, and then do the inverse sine to get that answer. Next one, okay, so this original problem asked you to find angle D. So that's right here, we're going to call that x. But then I added solve the triangle. Solving the triangle means we need to find anything that is missing. So we should have 3 sides and 3 angles. So what do they give us in this question? They give us 2 sides and 1 angle, and we have to find the rest. So let's start with angle D. So first, again, blank of x equals what sides do they give us in relation to the angle? So this is opposite over hypotenuse. Again, hopefully by now we're learning that is a sine. SOHCAHTOA. So now we plug in sine of x is 16 over 23. So 16 divide 23 equals 0.6956. Take the shift inverse sine of that, and then I hit shift or inverse answer of that, and I output a degree measure of 44.1. So my x is about 44.1 degrees. That's my angle measure. My final answer would be A, but again, I want to solve this. So this is 44.1. This right here is 90. So if that's 90, these two added together have to equal 90. We know that 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180. So if one of them is 90, the other 2 add up to 90. So now I would go 90 minus the 44.1. And my second answer is 45.9. So that's angle F. So now I have all 3 angles. Last thing we need to find is the missing side. And that's going to be right here. So let's call this y. So y squared plus 16 squared equals 23 squared. Now we're just doing the math here to Pythagorean theorem to figure this out. So y squared plus 16 squared is going to be 256. 23 squared is 529. So subtract the 256 from both sides. So we have y squared equals 273. Opposite of squaring something is to square root. So when I square root the 273, my y is about 16.5. So 16.5. So that's my third side to go with your other sides, and that completes the problem. Last one left here, folks. Again, we want to solve. This one asks you to solve. So again, what do they give us? They give us 2 sides and 1 angle. Let's say we want to start with angle A. So, and let's call this x again. So blank of x. What sides do they give us in relation to the angle? This is opposite over adjacent. Hopefully by now we know that that's tangent. So let's plug in our values. Opposite is 11, adjacent is 8. And if you do that wrong, the calculator, I don't think will do that correctly. So 11 divided by 8 gives me 1.375. I do the inverse tangent, so shift tangent, shift or second answer, and I output that my x, or this angle, is about 54 degrees. 54 degrees. So this is 54. This right here is 90. I'm going to go 90 minus 54. So this angle is 36. So now I have all 3 angles. Last thing I need to now do is find the missing side. They already gave us 2 sides. So I'm going to go 8 squared plus 11 squared equals, let's call this y. That's what we're trying to find. The hypotenuse. So we're going to call that y squared 8 squared is 64. 11 squared, 121. That equals y squared. So 64 plus the 121 is 185. Take the square root of the 185. Square root answer equals, so my y is about 13.6. So when I try to match up what answer that multiple choice question matched with, hopefully we know that that final answer is going to be B. We had to match up the correct angles. Great job, folks. Hopefully that helps.